Welcome back to my channel, your channel, our channel, Mr. Positive Infinity channel. For today, we'll be talking on the reason why 0 factorial is equals to 1. But we know that 1 factorial is equals to 1 and 0 is not equals to 1. So this brought me into a crucial type of thinking that I really had to come up with a video to explain what is really happening. Because at first I believed that the quantities in mathematics were unevenly distributed because of this principle, but I realized that my thinking was not actually correct. So that is why I am here to explain to you what is really happening. But before I start going further, I would love to explain what it means when you talk about n factorial. The n factorial refers to the number of ways we can arrange n objects. That is n factorial, the number of ways we can arrange n objects. So if we consider our n object to be 0 object, now the question will be how are we going to arrange the 0 object? So I will use a simple and a real example that of a number we can count. Let me use 2 factorial. 2 factorial, the number of ways we can arrange 2 objects will be, let's consider 2 objects A, D. How can we arrange this object? If we have to arrange the object, we are going to arrange it as A, D, and G, A. So it means that 2 factorial is simply 2 because we have only 2 ways of arranging these 2 numbers, and it is always governed by a mathematical formula, which is n factorial is equals to n into n minus 1 factorial. So if we want to use mathematics, we say 2 factorial is equals to 2 into 2 minus 1 factorial, which gives us 2 1 factorial. But we know that 1 factorial is equals to 1. It means 2 times 1 is equals to 2. So now let's go in our concept, our reason of having a video like this one, 0 factorial. For the 0 factorial, we are not going to use this formula. We are going to use this formula, n minus 1 factorial. We just make n minus 1 factorial here subject of formula. We are going to have n factorial all over n. So we consider our n here to be 1. It means 1 minus 1 factorial is equals to 1 factorial all over our n is 1 rather. So we are going to have 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 factorial is equals to 1 factorial all over 1, which is equals to 1. Logically, this is mathematically that it's showing that 0 factorial is equals to 1. But logically, simply means that we have 0 objects. Then how are we going to arrange the 0 object? It simply be one and only one way of arranging the object, which is 0. Like if you have 0 object, the way we can arrange the number will be a set of an empty set. That is the only way we can arrange 0 object. So that is why we say the 0 factorial is 1, because we have only one way. Now let's use a formula given by Euler. He called it the pi function, a relationship he brought up to have n factorial of n objects. He said pi of n is equals to integral of 0 to 1 of negative in x to the power n dx, which is equals to integral from 0 to infinity of x of n exponential of negative x dx equals to n factorial. Here we are going to consider n to be equals to 0, which means that the formula will become pi of 0 is equals to integral from 0 to 1 bracket negative in x to the power 0 dx equals to, we simply replace our n to be 0. Then we have this. If we do the integral of this, because any number raised to the power 0 is 1, so it means that it breaks down to this form. We are going to have this. So when we integrate dx, we simply have x. Our limit is from 0 to 1. If we are replacing in our limit, we are going to have 1. The first proof that 0 factorial is equals to 1. And here when we do it in this case, we are going to have negative exponential of negative x to the power 0 to infinity, and when we substitute it here, we still have 1. So it shows that 0 factorial is equals to 1. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and why not share. Have a nice day.